Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes, did your children call you? I hope they did. That's what good children would do. Did you call your mother?
I texted her. We have a
I
text-based relationship.
Okay, that's fair. I kind of got bullied into calling my mother.
Oh, you didn't want to?
No, I did want to. I just didn't want to do it that early in the morning.
I see.
But
How early was it?
it's like 11. My mother always taught me growing up, you don't go over to someone's house, you don't call them anything until at least 10:30. So 11 felt kind of early to me.
Yeah, only time that I would alter that would be if there's someone that also works construction. I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to be up by 6 a.m.
Yeah, but I'm talking like as a kid. It was like don't go over and knock on people's doors at
Oh,
7 when you wake up.
yeah,
So I just sort of carried that into the future.
yeah.
Well, on this Mother's Day edition, after a short break, we've got some good questions for tonight. A lot has changed since the last time we did the show. It seems like people, I don't want to put this, are starting to not care anymore.
It does kind of
You
seem
get that
like that way.
sense?
Yeah, I've had like while I am still worried about getting it, I am worried that I'll be one of the unlucky few that succumbs to drowning in fluids in my own lungs. Uh, I have had the urge to just run outside and be like, I don't care anymore.
I know. It's crushing. It feels really stifling. Now, you guys in Virginia are getting ready to do some version of reopening, right?
Oh, sure.
Oh, I believe that's the case.
Haven't kept up with it.
Here in Pennsylvania, it just announced our governor we're staying shut until at least June 20th. Yeah, which
Well,
is
I hope
cool.
you get your unemployment.
Me too. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
That urge, I think it's the same feeling that if you're ever like driving over a bridge and you ever have that urge to just like turn off to
You
the
turn the
side.
wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Call of the Void.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's a term for it. I think it's
I
like
thought
it comes from French.
I learned the
France.
term recently. Sometimes you're having a normal thought, and then the most violent, dark thought ever creeps into your mind.
That never happens to me.
Oh, okay. Well, me neither. Then I'm making it all up. But if that did exist,
Yeah, right. All right. I'll go with this hypothetical.
they call it intrusive thoughts, and it's everything I was reading about it was like this is totally normal. It's perfectly healthy. It's absolutely normal to assume that everyone you know just died in a car crash because you sneezed. So
Oh, okay.
you gotta love it when a psychology article is telling you everything is like perfectly normal, totally natural. Don't freak out.
Yeah. That's
It's
the
very
opposite of.
reassuring.
Yeah, it seems like mental health is the opposite of when you look up something for physical health. It
Yeah,
says, "Oh,
yeah,
you have a rash on your arm. You're dead.
that's true.
Start
It
your
all leads
will.
to cancer somehow.
Yeah, start your will now." Oh, and you coughed. Woof. It's
My
gonna be
doctor,
painful.
my doctor just called the other day to tell me that we have to do it. We have to do our next appointment over telehealth,
Mm.
and he's like, "I'm not going into the office." I was like, "Okay, so you're taking vacation?" He said, "No, I'm not going into the office. So let's do it over telehealth." And I scheduled the whole thing. And then when I hung up, I was like, "Wait a minute, this son of a bitch has coronavirus. Why else wouldn't he be going into the office?"
I don't know. I did telehealth. Um, I actually yeah I did the it's
I get it for you and me, but
yeah
he's the doctor,
yeah I kind of prefer it.
and he's
Uh,
not off. He's just doing telehealth.
yeah. I thought I was going to die. It turns out that no, if you go from working 40 hours a week doing manual labor to sitting on a couch doing absolutely nothing for a week straight, you can get sharp pains in your chest from not using your muscles all of a sudden.
Yeah, yeah, got to do some push-ups.
I was like, I
Do
was,
40 hours of push-ups a week.
yeah, well, that's what I started doing. And I was like, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I'm dead. And the doctor was like, no, no. If you were having a heart attack, you would not have been able to do those push-ups.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, that's a bit of advice we can give everyone in this pre-show. If you feel like you might be having a heart attack, see if you can do push-ups.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah,
And if you can't, we'll just have put put dial 911 on your phone and put the send button right underneath your nose.
that's right. And if you can get down and touch it, or if you fall and touch it,
Yeah,
that's let it go through.
yeah.
Just start shouting out your address and floor you're on like you're a captured soldier.
All right.
All right.
Trey is still not here.
Well, then we could bring Hannah in to start the show off. While we're loading up Hannah, as everyone knows, we check in with everybody. We ask them how they're feeling about it, what's new in their area. We have 3 questions every week we ask that are new, and then we ask for a recommendation of an interesting story or something they feel like didn't get the attention it deserved. And sometimes, if we have time, we ask people what they're watching. So, give us just a moment. We'll bring Hannah in.
Afternoon, guys. How's it going?
Hello.
Hey, Hannah, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to your family as well.
Did you call your mother?
No, I'm going to in a little bit.
See, but this is how we get bonus points with our mothers. It's just asking everyone we talked to today if they called their mother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So how's it going down there? How's Texas?
Texas is doing pretty good. We started reopening restaurants last weekend, and then barbershops and salons opened this weekend at reduced capacity.
Have you been to a restaurant?
Yes.
What was it like? Was everyone wearing a
How was it?
mask?
Yeah, pretty much. The first one we went to, we got dinner last Sunday night at a place, and it was the first weekend things have been opened. Restaurants are at 25% capacity right now. It was completely empty. There may have been like 2 other tables there. The waiters were just kind of like wandering around, like I don't know. I guess we'll clean some more.
But did you have to wear a mask to go in?
No, we did not. But like tables had to be like 6 feet apart at minimum, and they were like just cycling through the dining room, cleaning everything, like every
Did the staff have to wear a mask?
minutes. Yeah, they're all wearing masks. Same with like some of the salons and stuff I've driven past this weekend.
Yeah, I guess that makes some sense to me. You hear people talk about it, and they say that everyone's gonna have to wear a mask in a restaurant, and that I don't understand how that's supposed to work at all.
Yeah, you'd have to get a little I don't know, like a flip top for the middle of the mask or something to be able to eat your food.
You haven't seen the videos of people like there was like the lady at CVS or something that had the mask and it was just cut out right here. The person was
Oh.
like, "What the hell is this?"
That's great. I'm sorry to see everybody just wear the mask below the nose.
Yeah.
I saw
Alright,
one
well,
from
let-
I saw one from the Spanish flu that someone was wearing a mask back then, but it went just over the nose. So that's what you're breathing through. That makes sense.
Curious.
Yeah, but the germs come from your sneezes and your coughs, right?
Yeah, it would be different for this, huh?
Yeah,
Well, I guess if you're not coughing, then you're good.
true.
I mean, you can still infect yourself by like rubbing your eyes. So what we really need to be doing is running around with bags over our entire heads.
There you go. You guys heard it. Hannah
Oh, no.
says put bags on your head.
Yeah, one step away from the furries winning.
All
Goodness gracious.
right, let's jump into our questions. You're the first person we're talking to today, so I'm going to read the whole question for you. Many states, most famously New York, have responded to the coronavirus pandemic by mandating nursing homes take COVID-19 patients back into their facilities. Median age of death for all patients infected in the United States is 80 years old. Has this changed how you view senior care? And would you consider making it part of your long-term planning to bring your parents into your home in the future?
So I've actually spent a fair amount of time like volunteering in nursing homes and stuff in the past. So that is not a solution I would consider for my own family members unless there is no other alternative. I would much rather have like a granny apartment on the back of my house. If my parents' health got to the point where they need to have more direct care.
Yeah, I agree. I think the real trick question to this is, what about your in-laws?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
They can
see,
both
everyone-
they can
it's
share the apartment.
It's funny, the old sitcom thing is that everyone hates their in-laws, but I find that today everyone loves their in-laws much more than their own parents.
Nah, I'm blessed with some pretty awesome in-laws actually. Like we have a lot in common and stuff, so I always enjoy going to see them. I wouldn't be opposed to having grandma or them come live with us eventually.
Yeah, well, good. All right. The Trump administration has launched Operation Warp Speed, which is a Manhattan Project-styled attempt to combine the forces of America's top pharmaceutical companies, the federal government, and the military to significantly speed up vaccine development. If you had control of the levers of power, what would be an issue that you would try and launch your own Manhattan Project to address?
That's a tough one. There's probably more than one answer to that question, but the thing that comes immediately to mind would be early childhood education and the cost of childcare. That is something that's affecting a lot of people in my circles now as they start families and stuff. And the way the system's set up right now simply isn't sustainable.
Fair. All right. More states have begun taking steps to reopen their economies. Anonymized cell phone data is showing that Americans across the board are not social distancing as much as they say they are online and in polling data. Neil Ferguson, the famous epidemiologist who is one of the leading voices successfully advocating for shutdowns globally, recently resigned as UK coronavirus advisor after he got busted breaking quarantine. He had tested positive for the disease in order to have an affair with a married woman. Across the board, it looks like people are taking this less seriously than the month before. Has your attitude changed from where you were last month?
All right, just the difference in like the lead up to the question and then just the question. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I felt inspired this morning.
That's a good one there. I think I think like a lot of people, we're tired of being penned up in our house. We're ready to get back to it, get back to life, and back to doing things. I think there's a lot of folks out there that are probably not social distancing as much as they say they are, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You got to get back to life at some point, right?
Yeah.
So is there a story or an idea that you thought didn't get enough attention this week?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The rebuttals to that dang pandemic video that's been going around on social media. I was astounded at how many otherwise intelligent, sensible people I saw who were like sharing it and talking about like, ooh, what this video is interesting. I wonder what they got to say about this. And there have been rebuttals coming from like actual medical doctors, fortunately. And I don't know if that's gotten nearly as much.
I have not
attention
watched it
to.
yet, but I plan to watch it because anytime there's a big hullabaloo, I just got to know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Well, I watched parts of it. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the best part? Is it the car chase?
Definitely the part where she claims to have personally weaponized Ebola to kill more people.
Yeah, I got to check this out now.
Oh yeah. That was actually a great selling point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Hannah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Enjoy the rest.
Guys.
Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day. Make sure you call your mother.
I will. Thanks for the reminder.
All right. Take care.
Take care.
What was that? Is that question too long?
No,
I'm just trying to build the case that that everyone, even the experts, are starting to fall away at this.
Yeah, no, I just love how, like, you drop all this where it's like building feelings. Oh, almost completely unrelated. What's your take? How has your attitude changed?
I feel like some people are gonna, in polling data, everyone's holding the line. They're like, we have to stay distanced. We can't go out. We have to stay at home for every reason. And then as soon as we look at people's cell phone data, it's like, yeah, except what are you doing? You're at the park.
I get that as part of the question. But the UK health minister breaking quarantine while he's sick to have sex with a married woman. It's just.
He's the guy. He's the guy that kept citing at the beginning. Neil Ferguson is the guy. And then he actually has the disease and he won't quarantine. I think it's a valid point. I think it's important to bring up.
You're right. It's completely related. Not what are your thoughts on that? How's your attitude changed?
Well, wow, am I supposed to ask everybody what their thoughts are on a man, breaking the sacred covenant of marriage? Hopefully, everyone's got the same answer. They don't like it.
I don't have an opinion on it, but I don't know. It just makes me laugh.
Well, let's keep all this in. This is gold.
Yeah. We can. Seems like nobody else is showing up, so we might have to. We might have to fill time. Funny thing.
If you could do a go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say it with Hannah, but I couldn't find a way to jump in without throwing the timing off like I always seem to. But the thing that reminded me that it was Mother's Day was Donald Trump tweeting "Happy Mother's Day."
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I was looking for news stuff, and I saw that on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Could text my mom.
Yeah, I can't follow him anymore because it's too much. My phone is constantly blowing up. He gets on a tear, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. My battery's dead.
Well, you could turn off notifications for him.
I feel like that's disrespectful to the office,
Do you have a Twitter account?
I used to. I think I must because I can still log in.
Yeah, I gotta make one for replying to stuff with controversial replies that I don't want follow me around for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I often toy with the idea of making a new one just to be a jerk on Twitter like everybody else, but I'm afraid somehow to get brought back to me.
Yeah. Plus, I just don't think I could live with myself if I had to make an account with an anime girl as the avatar.
Well, sometimes you just need a good waifu to get these guys to open up.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ryan is here.
Oh, excellent. Then we can jump in with Ryan.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, you're outside
Howdy.
today.
Yeah, I am. It's a nice day. Figured I'd come out on the porch.
It is a beautiful day out here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be locked down until June 20th?
It feels exactly as it was before. Not very locked down, but it's good to see that it's going to be changing for most people soon.
Yeah,
hopefully
most
summer stuff.
non-Pennsylvania people.
Yeah, well, I'm just hoping like the swimming pools and the lakes open by the summer. Too far into summer at least.
I agree. They're working on the pool near me, but it's big sign saying like no one's allowed in. Which
Yeah, well, some of the restaurants around here are taking the time to fix infrastructure and make upgrades to the dining room because they haven't been able to close, period. But now they have to close. So they might as well fix stuff.
Ah, there you go. Silver lining. That's good.
Yeah.
So how are things? Things are all good out there then?
Fairly good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too much changed. Going pretty well.
Good. You want to jump into the questions? Let's do the questions.
Sure.
Yeah, questions.
All right. Everyone's clamoring for questions. Many states, mostly New York, responded to the coronavirus pandemic by mandating nursing homes take COVID-19 patients back into their facilities. Pennsylvania did that as well. Median age of death for all patients infected is 80. Has this changed how you view senior care? What you want to do with your own parents?
Not really. Of course, it's not up to me. It's at least somewhat on them. It is their life. So, if my mom wants to do something like that, she can. But there are still a lot of advantages to certain facilities if you can, because better care than I can certainly offer if she's unable to take care of herself. Better meals, access to friends, travel, etc. So overall, quality of life and the length of life increases with a lot of these facilities, even though there are occasionally problems. But overall, I think it's still beneficial for most people if they can to be able to afford the best care they can.
Okay. The Trump administration has launched Operation Warp Speed, which is a Manhattan Project-styled attempt to combine the forces of America's top pharmaceutical companies, military, and the federal government to significantly speed up vaccine development. If you had the levers of power, what sort of issue would you want to use a project like that to solve?
It's difficult. We have a tremendous amount of resources that are available with being just a massive nation with extreme wealth. And we're able to do a tremendous amount. But at the same time, I don't want to say like the biggest tax break in history, but basically, I don't think that there are any programs right now that I think should have that much focus and attention on them. I mean, that's one that's beneficial, but beyond that, I don't know. I think I would use those resources to a whole bunch of smaller things, not just one. There's infrastructure, education, there's high-speed internet, there's economic development, there's securing economic freedom around the world. There's all kinds of things that would probably be more beneficial than one individual project.
It's fair. I don't know what I would do. Probably give everyone a gun. Just arm everyone.
That's a terrible idea.
Nah, they do it in Norway and Sweden. Give everyone a gun.
Not everyone. They only give them to some people. They're very restrictive, more restrictive than us on semi-automatics and very. Anyway,
I do believe Norway gives it to everyone.
Moon bases.
No, moon bases. That's the answer.
Yeah, colonize the moon. If
All
we
right,
can
we'll compromise.
learn to terraform the moon, then we'll be good here. And
No, not
necessity
the
is the
moon.
mother of invention.
There's no atmosphere to terraform. What's the
We'll
ROI
create it.
of a moon base?
We'll create it.
No, not on the
Well,
moon.
is the moon
Mars.
full of
Mars would be
helium-3?
decent. No, it is not. There's no
I don't know.
dinosaurs riding on it either. There's no. But
We'll
if
figure it
we've
out.
got, yeah, no, let's go to the center of the Earth. But Mars is even a maybe, but even then, it's still, no.
Well, let's tackle the moon first, and then we'll get to Mars.
Let's tackle an orbit. How about this? One project to put all the resources on, space elevator. How about that? I don't know if it's physically possible, but that would be beneficial.
Yeah, I never understood the space elevator.
Well, I can explain it to you later. Short version is you would need a basically imagine climbing a rope, and the rope is roughly 12 times the circumference of the Earth. And
I get how it works, but I don't get why. Like, is that one point the only spot that we need to go to in space?
Well, from there you can get to any point in space. You can enter orbit there.
Oh, so you just get up there and then you're in orbit, and then it's easier to
Exactly.
blast off. Oh, okay, I see now.
Exactly.
I got it now.
Yeah.
Is there an elevator operator for the space elevator?
Yeah, when's that position open? People are looking for jobs.
Well, I don't think so. No, there's a lot of work to be done in terms of material science before we can possibly get there.
Damn
Because
it.
you run into the square cube laws where eventually if you were to use steel cable, it would be something like 20,000 miles across.
Yeah, and graphene is still in the lab.
Yeah,
It is.
what they say.
All right. So more states have begun taking the steps to reopen their economies.
Mhm.
And out of my cell phone data is showing that Americans across the board are not social distancing as much as they say they are online and at
Surprise.
bowling dating. Near Ferguson, the famous epidemiologist, who is one of the leading voices successfully advocating the shutdowns globally, recently resigned as UK coronavirus advisor after he got busted breaking quarantine to have an affair with a married woman. He, of course, did test positive for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So, all that being said, it looks like people across the board are taking this less seriously than a month before. Has your attitude changed from where you were last month?
Not at all, really. No. I mean, if anything, my attitude has improved in that, yeah, we should just open up. Most people aren't going around. Most people are not sheltering the way they want to. A lot of it's virtue signaling in some respects. Others are just the natural instinct of Americans to lie. It's what we do. We're really good at it. Not as good as the Russians or the Chinese. Well, anyway, that's not important. But what I found was very interesting is something like 60% of those that are hospitalized are people that were most at home.
Yeah,
Did y'all see that?
I did see that. Yeah, it's everyone who's at home. There's no one getting it outside. It's mostly the people who have been staying at home and isolating like they're supposed to are getting sick.
Or they're the ones that are going to the hospital at least. Maybe perhaps they're the ones that are most incentivized to take advantage of the program and therefore are most incentivized to stay home and not work because they, But anyway, there's a lot of possibilities. We don't really know why, but the point is there's not a lot showing that the isolation is really doing much of anything except destroying the economy.
I would say I'm probably in a small sliver of the Venn diagram of people who want to stay inside, but absolutely would not go to the hospital if I got coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to stay inside, and I definitely would not go to the hospital if I got the coronavirus.
Yeah, same here.
I don't want to be on that list.
Same here. All right, Ryan, is there a story or idea that you don't think is getting enough attention this week?
Well, like I said, the 60% being hospitalized more than others, that's a big part of it. The other aspects of stuff, like I've been following what's going on with Canada. They're having a lot of issues, what with the recent, I guess it was sort of a decree as opposed to a legislative process of banning 1,500 types of firearms. There's issues. People are getting pretty upset up there.
Yeah.
And
Trudeau said handgun bans are coming soon.
Yeah, we'll see. If the trouble is eventually someone here is going to say Canada did it, therefore we should, and that's just going to piss off a lot more people.
Yeah. Well,
Hearing you say it pissed me off. I didn't even know Canada had handguns. I just assumed they were like most countries and they had shotguns and hunting rifles for the people who lived out in Newfoundland.
Yeah, I don't think
Canada's got them. Yeah, they're pretty restrictive in many ways. Oddly enough, Canada is actually, or at least before this, was actually more loose on machine guns than we are here. But they're obviously going much more strict.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be much of a problem caused in Canada. They did decide to stay with the crown.
It's true.
We'll see. But half decided to stay with the crown. The other half did bombings and fought for, to get French to be made the language. So maybe
Yeah.
we'll
So
see.
maybe
So,
Quebec will finally
weird
split
place.
off.
Yeah, it's two very divided nations.
Oh, well, they should have just banned bombs.
I would have done it. You know what? I don't
It
understand why
worked.
people don't just ban murder. That problem solved.
Oh shit! I think you might be onto something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. There's
There
an
you go.
idea for you.
And you missed your Manhattan style project.
I know.
Said that.
I could have said ban murder. Put a sign on every tree, every single one. No one will know not to kill.
Before we let you go, what are you watching?
No,
What are
no,
you
no.
playing?
I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare Warzone, like a lot of it. I just got hooked on it in the last week. So,
Yeah, I tried it and I kept getting killed immediately. And then I got
Well,
really
I do
frustrated
too,
and deleted it.
the monotonous and senseless violence is oddly comforting. So
Yes, I do share your passion for monotonous, senseless violence in this time of coronavirus.
indeed,
All right, it was good seeing you, bud. We'll talk to you again.
y'all as well.
Take care.
Have
Oh,
a good
hey,
one.
call your
Mhm.
mother.
I did. I talked to her already.
All right, good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have a good one. Take care. We'll see you again.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
Got anyone else in the waiting room?
Nope. Well, I guess that's all we got for this week. We got it's Mother's
It is
Day.
a holiday.
Yeah, it's Mother's Day. Everyone is talking to their mothers, hanging out either in person or over
Probably using Zoom to do their Mother's Day thing instead.
Microsoft Team meetings. The most popular video chatting program since the coronavirus, Microsoft Team meetings.
Yeah,
Click
I mean,
the
what kind of
sponsored link.
monster doesn't make a PowerPoint for their mother for Mother's Day?
For a 1 month free trial of Microsoft Team meetings, click the link in the description.
Yeah, please. It's our affiliate link. It's the only way that we're making any money during this coronavirus pandemic. So Clay, we talked to everybody that we could. Well, what do you think about?
I hope everyone
To
else
me,
is all right.
Yeah. I think it's kind of an outrage that they made these places take the people with COVID-19 back in the nursing homes. I understand. So I've heard the counter argument, which is these places are
Whoa. Where was this in the questions? I see a question about how your long-term planning for your parents would be different. I see one about the Manhattan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the nursing homes.
I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
Because it's like the whole long question and then like
Oh yeah, well.
How would you deal with your parents?
Well, I want to know if it makes people feel differently about I want to know if it makes people feel differently about the senior care.
Yeah.
I just think nursing homes are kind of strange anyways. You know what I mean? It's just like it's weird to sort of ship your parents off somewhere.
Yeah. How much is it to stay at a nursing home? Is it more expensive than an apartment?
Yeah, I think so because they all have like nurses and stuff on staff, which is the argument for bringing it back there that they have medical staff on hand.
Mm-hmm.
I would think the much easier counter argument is it's a highly infectious disease that kills old people. Please don't send them back here. And then also, if they're supposedly, so all these places are supposedly private facilities, and the government just said, no, you have to take them. It's like, all right, thanks again, government. Yeah. Once again, proving that you can be trusted to safeguard all of us.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, that just reminded me of something not related at all, but it popped into my head when you said that for some reason. Because Hannah was talking about everybody was wearing masks when she went out. Mm-hmm. And I always would have thought that, like when I would see people in China and Japan like wearing the mask with the SARS stuff, like people will never do that in the United States. Now they are. But I also thought that the government would never be able to just shut down a bunch of businesses in the United States.
I believe that too. Boy, was I surprised.
Yeah. Turns out.
Go on.
I would say, turns out, without an actual armed resistance, they can just tell you to shut down your business.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who are resisting in their own way. In Michigan, the state legislature just sued the governor. Also, state legislators pretty supportive of those people with guns coming into the building. So hopefully, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens after all this washes away. I think irreversibly we've lost a bunch of freedom. I don't think we'll ever get this back. 9/11, we never got those freedoms back. But
What are you talking about? The Patriot Act expired, and
yeah,
that's
it did.
that.
And then they repassed it with a different name.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be the biggest hypocrite too once it's all over and there's no jobs left because our economy got completely destroyed. Well, you guys shut everything down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to be fair, I never wanted them to shut everything down. I just wanted me to be allowed to not have to go to work if I didn't feel safe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if I get this unemployment. I might start joining you in that opinion.
Yeah, I think people should have been given the option,
Mm-hmm.
but not forced.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I already said if I could do my own Manhattan style project, I'd give everyone a gun. I think I'm like 85% positive, like for real on that. I'd have to think about it a little more. Maybe there's a couple people. I mean, I'd probably keep in like if you formerly murdered someone, I don't want you to have a gun. Or if you're schizophrenic, sorry. But aside from that, give everyone a gun.
Yeah. What does green taste? What does green taste like? Nope.
I'm pretty sure that Norway does give everyone a gun because I think they also have mandatory service.
I thought that was Sweden. Could be wrong. But yeah, moon base. That is moon colonies. It would be my Manhattan style project.
Yeah, I like that one. That one's pretty sweet.
And like, because people, well, we haven't even learned how to live on Earth yet. Yeah, we're not going to. Okay, until we have like some kind of incentivized sterilization for people where we can actually contain our population and our numbers, we're not going to be able to live sustainably on this planet because people are just going to keep having kids. So we got to find other places to go and spread like the galaxial mold spores that we are.
Hell yeah, we're mold.
Yeah.
Here's what I like the idea of moon base. Get our moon base. Fine. Everyone has to shut up now. Nuclear power. We're going to send the shit up into space. We'll store it on the moon. Oh no, we're going to poison the moon? Who cares?
Yeah, it's the
Let's
moon.
put it all on the moon. Now we have nuclear power for everybody. I don't care. Let the moon, wouldn't it be cool if we had a green glowing moon? Like, who cares?
Oh, I got to start writing some of this down.
Yeah. And we already covered it. Your attitude has changed, right? You were starting to feel more and more like you want to get out. You were so sure when we started these that you were just going to stay inside and be happy and be comfortable with your food and your rice and everything.
No, but it's not even that. It's the reason that I mentioned the Call of the Void thing is because it's not really like this huge desire to like I just need to get out and go somewhere. It's just that like I don't know. It's just that like just to shake things up, just to like I just want to get it. Like just like I don't actually want to get it, and I'm still pretty good being inside. I could go out back outside of Fran's place. That's good enough for me. Get some sun, work in the garden.
So now the stuff is reopening over there. You have no temptation to like maybe go get food, get pho?
No.
Well, maybe not pho.
Yeah, no, not at all. I can
If
still cook.
If the restaurant opens here, I'm going immediately.
I am saving all the money that I can for once people's forbearance runs out on their housing mortgages and trying to buy some cheap land.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying
especially when you're getting all that extra money.
Yeah, trying to save it all.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been a good one, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry we hadn't been here for a little bit, but thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time on Routine Checkup.
Bye.
Bye. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.